Here's your motor mount. There's one on the driver's side. Here's a starter, oil pan. And over here is the passenger side. You know, same thing, different place. And, you know, it should be a big old bolt right there. Should be the only thing I gotta take out. That big bolt. That guy right there is mounted to this bracket. Goes through that rubber, you know, dampener. And then this bracket here, right through here, that guy's bolting, he bolts to the block. So I think the only thing keeping me on this frame is this bolt right here. So we're going to pull that out and see if that's all I need to do. Obviously I took out the one that holds up the transmission. That doesn't have a bolt. It doesn't have a mount anymore.
At this point, we were taking off the nose of the car, but after we took out the engine, we realized it's a lot easier to take the radiator bracket out as well, which we did. The reason we didn't take that radiator support frame off is we thought that would keep the nose more square in this process and keep things from moving around, but in hindsight, the frame and the front end suspension pretty much does that. So all you're really seeing here is us removing minor hoses, a couple of ground straps and things we forgot, you know, moving things out of the way, taping up edges so we're not scratching things up too much. It's right up against the piston.
Yeah, that's it. So I don't want, we gotta get it all further soon.
All right.
Yeah, that's loose.
That's more than that's a half inch of play.
That's way too much play.
It should be
zero.
taut.
Yeah. That is not good. Not good. Not good.
I stuck a bolt into the rear of the crankshaft so that it would hold it from turning, and I kept it from going past it so I don't pull the crankshaft out or move it. So it should hit this part of the engine stand. So that should keep it from turning while I crank down 160 foot-pounds of torque, for God's sakes. Okay, it hit the frame. Now I gotta get 160 pounds of torque on this. Okay, so it turns out that the flywheel, ARP sent me some, inside the ARP bolt kit is flywheel foot-pound torques, and according to ARP, this size bolt is going to be 100 foot-pounds on the flywheel and the crankshaft end. And these are, well, it doesn't say exactly, 1/2 inch, I think they are. So it's 100 foot-pounds on these guys. The actual clutch bolts, the bolts that I'm going to be putting around the clutch perimeter, is a 3/8 bolt, which is 35 foot-pounds of torque. So we're going to handle them the same way. Now I'm going to put Loctite on all the threads. I put a little bit of anti-seize around the skin here, just the skin of it, just to, you know, keep it from seizing down the road. You know, if it ever got to that point. But put a little bit of this. This is gel Loctite, which is nice because it doesn't run all over the place. In fact, I'll do all of those off camera. I was warned about this. The holes line up in a specific pattern. If you don't get it, if you don't get the pattern, you don't get the hole. So I gotta find the pattern where they all line up together. They look like they're in a 6-star pattern. It's nice and neat, but it's not. I gotta figure out which ones they fall on. And that looks like, nope, that's not it either. It's not that one. And there it is. Nope. It'll be the very last one. There you go. And the clutch has two sides to it. It has the flywheel side and the non-flywheel side, and I don't see that it mentions which is which. I'm guessing that you want the side that's not going to hit the bolt heads. So I think that's this one. So we'll put the alignment tool in without getting, I greased it a little bit. Put that in the pilot bearing. And find your, went in too far. Put that in the pilot bearing. There we go. There we go. Try to hold it there so I can get the pressure plate on here. Okay, so we're all Loctited and assembly lubed up. I gotta find my mark from the machinist and my other mark from the machinist. He didn't want me to miss that. So we're gonna put this top bolt on first so that I can hang it. Not too much difficulty, at least that's the goal anyway. Without moving the pressure, without moving the clutch much. Okay, so today I'm going to spin up some oil pressure, see how the new motor and all the seals work. So I'm using the Royal Purple break-in oil and I'm going to fill up my filter first. This is a Wix 51258. I'm going to fill that up with the break-in oil first, and then we'll go ahead and pour it down the hole, pour it down in there, and then check my levels. And I saw a tip online where you use these cardboard things so when you start oozing oil, it doesn't get all over the place. So hopefully that should make a difference. And then I hooked up a oil pressure gauge right to my filter housing, and I'll be able to read what I'm getting now that I've got a brand new setup. It's actually purple. I don't know why I didn't think it would be, but it's actually purple. Okay, let's get some pressure built up. Going the wrong way. It's counterclockwise. Muncie. M20 wide ratio.
Is it M20, is that what that is?
Yep. I noticed because I thought I had an M21, but I see two distinct grooves cut.
Where did they use
Those up
M21s
here.
in? Was that in GTOs?
Well,
and
the M21 is just a close ratio, and then the M20
Oh, I
is the
see.
wide ratio. This is an M20. Yeah. Then you had the M22 rock crusher.
There we have the rock pressure.
That was a beast.
Noisy.
It's running. We got it running at 2,000 RPM to break it in for 20 minutes. Not a great place to stand.